Hi everyone, Sailor Mercury, Amy here, and today we're going to talk about why we've never gotten in a bind with Double Right, with Toei, or any other business. First off, because we don't do anything or put anything in our films that would be owned or double righted by someone else. And that seems to be, self-told, and this would be a short film. Well, first off, we were lucky, and been lucky for not for about 10 years to have never gotten in a bind with followership oversight or with double right, which is probably more frightening than you think. And, folks will say, well, how did you never ever get in a double right bind with Toei or anyone else? First off, we don't put any songs or likenesses or anything from shows, films, or plays, or books, or anything that, you know, is not double righted or is double righted. Because very few things have gone into what we'll call uh, the Atlas Reich. And yes, Sailor Moon is not an Icarus Reich. So that's why the Toei business, either any one of their arms, Toei Crafting or Toei Filming or any of the other arms of the Toei business, why we never gotten in a bind with them. How most folks get in a bind with Toei or any other business is doing fair work. Now you might ask yourself, hold on here, isn't fair work a slight of the double right law or ownership law or that says that if you are working the film in a way that is no longer the way it was, then it's a new kind of work? Yeah, but you see, once again, you can do everything to your film to make it where you believe it will meet fair work. And then the owners or whoever has the ownership and double right to the work can somehow will either look at that work and say, yeah, it's not the same kind of work, I'll let it go. Or they'll look at it and say, no, that's still my work. Flag. So, yeah, that's why we never got in a bind with Toei over nothing, because we don't have any songs from the Sailor Moon show or any other songs they might have ownership or double right over. We don't have any other likenesses in our films that they have ownership or double right over. And that means we don't do anything. And even if we did, we wouldn't do it because it's a very smooth way to get yourself in a bind with double right. You know? And that's why we don't. Well, back in the day, we used to take likenesses from, what we seeked on Google or Yahoo or Bing back in the day. And these likenesses were not the true likenesses. They were mostly drawings of other folks' drawings taken off of their work. So, at the end of the day, I guess we were lucky. And well, we used to do songs back in the day. We'd like film a song from, I don't know, a film or something, and then we'd play it in the background while we did our thing. We stopped doing that a long time ago. Mostly after 23, 23rd between FYL, and we haven't done it since then. So we were lucky, and we never got in a bind with Toei for anything. Now I can't speak the same for anyone else in a Sailor Moon followership or whatever who did do fair work and was flagged as, well, not on looking one's double right. First off, I don't really think Fair Work shields you as much as you think it does. And I know there's going to be someone out there who's going to say, "Oh well, dolls." First off, dolls were were made for anyone to gab or play with or show off. So it'd be hard to get ownership and double right over every single doll. But some business had the lawful right to make the dolls. And if someone else was making dolls and didn't have the right from the biz, who didn't have the right to do it, then that'd be bootlegging, making fake. But beyond that, that is not that's the only way one can get in the bind. So yeah, I just we just play it well. And for some folks out there, that might be boring or not glee. You know, sorry, we don't know how to work all the we're not good with the film skimming tools like some of you other folks are. And even if we were, the skimming tools that we the film skimming tools that we have to work with, well, they're not the greatest. We don't got the kind that would let us take any of those things anyway. And if we did, we wouldn't do it anyway. So yeah, and back in the day when we were working with likenesses and songs, Toei was more worried about folks that were uploading full sagas and followings of Sailor Moon to this website, to YouTube or whatever. They were more worried about that. They were more worried about folks that weren't meet folks that were not didn't meet the fair work oversight. They're more worried about that. And they were not worried about what we were doing back in the day. And they never will be. Go back to all of our films that we made, going back to 23, 2033, 23rd between FYL, and there's not going to be anything in the films that Toei or anyone else, well, at least Toei couldn't say that was theirs. So that's how we never gotten in a bind with double right or ownership with Toei over anything. You know. So yeah, I would just forget about fair work. It's a double bladed sword. Anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made yesterday over here. Well, really two. You know, Tuxedo Mask talking about why Sailor Moon Cosmos Emerald hasn't come out yet, and the live stream that was done yesterday too. I, Sailor Mercury Amy, or Quicksilver, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.